respect to reallocation as disposal. Each month, of course, at the board level, the board approves really what amounts to the removal of items from school buildings. So you'll see a variety of things there. What we're approving is the fact that we're taking those assets out of the school building and bringing them over here to Trestle. And then our business office undertakes a process whereby they're either selling them to folks that might be interested, reallocating them elsewhere in the district. For example, you'll see furniture, chairs, desks, etc. We may have an extra one because in a particular building, but somewhere else in another building, we might need a desk. And so again, our business office facilitates that process. And so the same is true for books.
So are they purchased in just unseen lots? Here's the box of 100 books. How much are you willing to pay for it? Like it's $50 or something?
So again, it's a process that's facilitated by our business office. Perhaps Mr. Mattis could expand further. I can tell you that speaking with Ms. Pfeiffer, who coordinates that for us, there were years, apparently, a decade or so ago, where we would have book sales. But over time, what ended up happening, according to her, is that no one would come and no one would buy them. And so they're either sometimes we interact with other districts in terms of what they might be looking for. But in the event no one's interested, websites, et cetera, we'll post it on our website and those types of things. But in the event no one's interested or no one purchased them, then they're ultimately disposed of.
One more, Dr. Chance, please, if you don't mind. I actually had the same question, and most specifically with history textbooks or history library books, with the concern that they were being discarded, and what exactly, in the interest of transparency, where do they go, and, could we get the list of?
So there wouldn't have been any history textbooks here that I'm aware of. There's one textbook.
My bad. History books, like books regarding history, reading wise, library books.
So you mean maybe like the history genre or something to that effect? So
genre. 900s.
Okay, so what I would say is that our librarians are following our administrative guideline, which actually speaks directly to the specifics of why a book might be weeded, and it's not genre or content specific. And so, for example, there are 6 particular reasons listed in the administrative guideline, including, again, a book that might be damaged or in poor physical condition, duplicates of titles that we have, so we might have more than one copy, books that haven't been checked out. Again, in the administrative guidelines, it reads this, a book that might be seldom circulated, might be superseded by a new or revised edition, unnecessary or no longer aligned to the curriculum, because as you know, we're choosing books in our library that might be aligned to our curriculum, and it might be outdated. So again, there wouldn't be any reason why our librarians would be choosing particular genres of books to weed. It's exclusively limited to those facets right there in that administrative guideline.
Just real quickly, just as a follow-up on that, if a parent has a concern, can they reach out to you, Dr. Chance, through email or?
The best person to reach out to would be your child's school librarian, because they're going to be the ones that are
They're
going to know their catalog
level.
best. And of course, as I indicated, they're the ones that are facilitating the weeding process. So those would be the folks that you'd want to reach out to if you have a question.
I appreciate it.
Sure.
I will do that.
And then along those lines, when we get to the point where they're not being repurposed in some other building in our district, they're available to be, donated or public's available. So that is published on our website that, hey, we have this material that anyone's available to come pick up and take for free type thing, or like, what's the donation policy?
That's not something, again, my office facilitates. Mr. Mattis, you might be able to offer some additional information about that.
I know we publish, we'll take a picture of a book and just say, here's such and such a book, or textbooks, maybe it's reading books or something that's, out of cycle. We'll put those on several websites that our schools, municipalities might access. And if there's somebody that wants to buy them, for a minimal amount, they'll come pick them up or we'll ship them. But as far as donations, typically the books, either somebody wants to buy them or they're just not wanted. There aren't that many donations where we send them to another school district or something for free. That hasn't happened that I've seen in the last couple of years.
And I think what Dr. Chance was saying is that for years we did put them out there and nobody bought them, so they stopped putting them out there. So they were just taking up space in the warehouse.
Yeah, totally fair. I was just wondering what levels of opportunities do we have to get rid of them that did not involve taking them to a landfill as the final destination? Thank you.
And did you? you had a second?
Yes, I'm sorry, I had a question about the Japanese.